sound of newfound wealth and the promise of a future they'd only dared to dream of. Then, a sound. It was faint at first, a low, guttural hum, almost like a vibration, emanating from the corner where the artifact lay. The laughter died down, replaced by a nervous silence. "Yo, what the hell was that?" KP whispered, his hand instinctively reaching for the pistol tucked into his waistband. The hum intensified, growing into a deep, resonant thrum that vibrated through the floorboards. A faint, sickly green light began to pulse from the bag. They approached the corner, single file, their earlier bravado replaced by a creeping dread. Giovanni led, Calvin right behind him, then KP, Marlon, and finally Janace. As Giovanni reached for the bag, the hum erupted into a deafening roar. The bag ripped open, not tearing, but disintegrating as the creature within grew, rapidly expanding, twisting, and contorting. The golden statue became flesh and bone and diamond-encrusted hate. It shot up, unfolding into a towering, grotesque being, its serpentine body coiling, its bird-like head swiveling, its diamond eyes blazing with malevolent ancient power. Before anyone could react, the creature lashed out. Its arm, disproportionately long and ending in razor-sharp talons, swiped. Janice, caught at the tail end of their line, barely had time to scream. The creature's claws wrapped around her arms, ripping them free from her shoulders with a sickening crunch. Blood erupted, spraying in a hot, dark mist. Her mouth opened in a soundless shriek as the creature's beak-like maw snapped down, tearing her head from her neck. It then spat her severed head, still contorted in a silent scream, directly at the others. It bounced off the wall, leaving a bloody streak. Horror, pure, unadulterated horror, seized them. KP let out a choked cry, stumbling backward, his face a mask of primal terror. Marlon roared, a guttural sound of shock and fury. "Get out! Go! Go!" Giovanni bellowed, snapping out of his daze. They scattered, scrambling for the front door. The creature, a blur of dark gold and writhing limbs, was right behind them, its ancient voice echoing through the house, a dark, guttural language that scraped at the very essence of their souls. It was a sound that promised agonizing death, despair, and an eternal damnation. Giovanni, a tank of a man, burst through the door, Calvin right on his heels. They didn't even think. They just grabbed the nearest things, their personal handguns, which they'd stashed in a coat rack by the door earlier. They turned and fired, the loud cracks of their pistols deafening in the residential street. Bullets tore into the creature's gleaming golden skin, not killing it, but momentarily staggering its unnatural momentum. The diamond eyes flared and it hissed, an otherworldly sound that threatened to shatter their eardrums. That was all the precious time they needed. They dove into Giovanni's beat-up dark blue '64 Impala that sat curbside, its engine already running. Calvin slammed on the gas, tires squealing in desperate protest as they sped away. Calvin glanced back. The creature stood in the doorway, its form silhouetted against the pale indoor light, shrinking slightly, as if its power was constrained by the threshold of the house, but its diamond eyes still burned, promising retribution. They drove, weaving through the deserted streets, their minds racing, shattered by what they'd just witnessed. The Impala was filled with the stench of fear, stale weed, and the acrid smoke from their guns. What the fuck was that?" KP stammered, his voice trembling, his face ashen. "I don't know, man. Some kind of demon?" Marlon yelled, his usual jokes gone, replaced by frantic terror. Calvin gripped the steering wheel, knuckles white. His eyes were wide, haunted. "Janice. Oh God, Janice." He slammed his fist against the dashboard. I should have grabbed her. I should have done something." The image of her severed head, bouncing on the floor, replayed in his mind, a gruesome loop. the glint of her almond eyes, now lifeless. Giovanni, usually unflappable, was visibly shaken. His brow was slick with sweat, his breath coming in ragged gasps. "We gotta figure this out. Whatever that thing is, it ain't gonna stop." The next day dawned gray and oppressive, a mirror to their souls. Sleep had been a distant, unwelcome concept. They found themselves, by some twisted guidance, on the outskirts of Compton, knocking on the faded turquoise door of a small, nondescript house. Word on the streets, whispered in hushed tones, had led them here. Mama Odette, a voodoo priestess, known for dealing with things that went beyond the everyday. She was an old woman, her face a roadmap of wrinkles, her eyes dark and impossibly deep, seeing much more than they showed. The air inside her home was thick with the scent of burning herbs, old wood, and something indefinable, ancient. They spilled their story, stumbling over words, the horror still fresh, the images still searing. When they described the golden artifact, Mama Odette's gaze sharpened. "The Ankh-Shab-Ka," she murmured, her voice raspy yet commanding. "The Soul Guard, an ancient protector, born of blood and sacrifice, from the old lands. It is not merely gold, but a vessel, a living prison for an entity from beyond, a guardian of profound and unholy power." Giovanni swallowed hard. A guardian? For what? For vast wealth. The kind of wealth that makes kings look like paupers, Mama Odette explained, stirring a strange concoction in a clay bowl. Only those who have sacrificed their souls, who have bound themselves in blood pacts with the dark powers that linger, can truly possess such items. They are the artifacts of the rich elites, the ones who have traded their humanity for dominion over this realm. It is a protection for their ill-gotten gains, ensuring that those who dare to steal from them meet a most unfortunate end. Calvin's face was pale. "So, we just woke it up?" "You did more than wake it," she said, her eyes fixed on him. "You defied its purpose. You took what it was sworn to protect, and now it hunts you. It feeds on your fear, your life force, until you are nothing but dust." KP whimpered. "So we're just dead meat? Janice, she's gone because of us?" Mama Odette shook her head slowly. "Not yet. There is a way for you whom survived its attack. But it is not easy. To kill the Ankh-Shab-Ka, you must sever its connection to this plane, to the very essence of its unholy binding. You must strip it of its power, make it bleed essence, not blood. And for that, you need a blade forged in righteous fire, a shard of pure silver consecrated under the black moon, and a sacrifice of the purest intent." She looked at them, her dark eyes piercing their souls. "Only then can you hope to send it back to the shadows from whence it came. But be warned, the path is fraught with pain and sorrow. It will ask everything of you, and more." The reality settled over them, heavy and cold. They hadn't just robbed a bank. They had woken a god. And now, they had to kill it.
Shadows where the truth that hide. Whispers call me to the other side. Searching for the light I know is there. But the night feels heavy, it burdens the air.